Alrighty, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming at you with some surprise eliminator drafts today. I saw how far behind I was on getting 250, and I saw that I had some time today, so I decided that I was going to do a quick, spontaneous stream. So we fired up an eliminator. It was filled really, really fast. So stream's up and running. Hopefully everything's good with the mics and stuff. I'll check that as we are through. But yeah, a little bit of just a surprise little stream. All right, there we are. We're actually live now. We are live, and we got the first pick in. That's good. We're live. We're back with some eliminator drafts. It's been a bit of a surprise to where we got to this morning. Doing a little extra bonus stream, but I saw that I was behind. I saw that there was drafting to be done, so drafting we will do. That's wow. I haven't seen Jonathan Taylor at 3 yet. That's a new one. You know, people are getting thirsty for their running backs. I'm not gonna say I think it's good, but I do understand it. But yeah, we're here in the 11 spot. 11 spot's fine. Hopefully it'll get me some CD Lamb. I've been trying to get my CD Lamb exposure up. I just haven't been getting a ton of this back into the board, and when I do, I've been taking, Genti, Amon Ra, someone else who's falling. So my hope is to get some CD Lamb here. Obviously a little bit unlikely, but hopefully takes James Cook. And then I get some more Cedric Lamb exposure. Love to see it. I'd be happy to take him with Jefferson. I'd be happy to take him with Henry or Barkley. I don't really like these three guys are all really nice. So whoever I end up getting, I'm perfectly fine with. And I can build with CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson at the start. We can do these zero running back builds. That's totally fine. I'm gonna take the time before our next pick. Pull up the stuff. I am considering doing another, simultaneous draft, but I want to be a little bit more chill. This is not like bang out as many drafts as I can. This is like, I'll bang out some drafts, have a little bit of easy, relaxed fun with it. There's no need to. We're not multi-tabling as much as we can to catch up. That's not what we're doing today. Where there we are. Get the description ready. Have to do these things afterwards. This time, since we were a bit rushed into streaming, I thought it would take more time than it did to get a room filled. So this is good. This is good. I mean, we're in August. Probably should be getting these room fills really fast. But yeah, I should probably talk a little bit about saving Kintout stuff. Just because, obviously the show just ended. It seems like a lot of people got a lot of different things, and I am very excited for them. I think that, there's a lot of people that are getting growth opportunities in the space, and I think stat chasing with the boys is going to be really cool. Obviously, I think Cups is a very deserving winner. The show was just really awesome. Really great final episode. I think the right person won. I don't think anyone who's watching me is surprised that is my sentiment. But yeah, it's cool to see it. See it wrap up. See that people, still enjoyed it and stuff. It's nice. Yeah, let's make sure stream works. As I really hope I haven't been talking all this time. And stream 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 has a little bit of background noise. I'm not super enthusiastic about it. Let's see if that doesn't. That didn't help. Does that help? Yes, that's a lot better. Cool. Great. So we're after all this like kibitzing and figuring stuff out, we're about to be back up on the clock. Man, if we get Trey McGrath to follow us, no, we don't quite get that. But it does look like Travis Etienne is going to be who we want here. I don't understand the fall. We knew what was going on with Camaro, so obviously I'm really happy to take him here, and I will. I'm hoping Jacobs comes back to us. Guy the 12 is a pretty simple by ADP. Olave Jacobs though, so seems unlikely. I'm surprised that Psychic is so down on Olave. Like I'm gonna take whoever of Olave and Wilson is left here, and be pretty happy with it. Olave and Wilson are left. In that case, I'm gonna break what I perceive as a tie to the Psychic, unless. No, we'll go ahead and grab Olave. Seems like a good, like when we already have Travis Etienne. Get the Olave stuff, like just bet on the New Orleans offense to be good. Yeah. Why the heck not? Sounds good to me. I don't know what's going on with Underdog or my internet. Like, keeps on saying network error if I try and log in, but if I'm already logged in, it's like okay. I don't understand what the hell's going on, but we're at least able to do the one draft. Like, actually, I wonder if I just do this and copy this over instead of copying the login page. If that would do it. Nope. It says you still need to log in. And then it says network error. Obviously, there's not a network error. I'm drafting on your platform. I either need to fix my internet or Underdog needs to fix their shit. One of the two. Maybe a little bit of both as well. But whatever. Who cares? I got the draft up. We got everything going. But yeah. The last episode was fun. I mean, the deal or no deal stuff was funny. It was cool. The fact that the slop app did not fully work, just chef's kiss. You'll love to see it. And yeah, I think a lot of people got a lot of really good things out of this finale throughout the whole episode, and like the vast majority of the competition got really good stuff out of it. Like I would say, everyone in the top 5, like very clearly, has gotten significant boost to exposure and stuff. I mean, O'Hara's obviously on stat chasing. Like Emo's probably the guy that got the most screwed out of everyone, but he also gets the joy of being able to say he got the most screwed out of everyone. So that's great. Hello, Mom. Good to see you in the chat. A little bit of a surprise stream for my show's opening today because we don't have rehearsal today. I'm not booked all day like I usually am, so I figure I want to get some eliminators done and drafted. Might as well do that right now. Lamar goes. Lamar would have been really nice. So feel a little bit saddened by that. Mike Evans has a quad thing. Apparently, it's not a big deal. I don't know how much I trust that. But if they're saying it's not a big deal, I'm still probably going to keep drafting him, especially if he's falling a ton because of it. Intending to do a minor quad strain, give lighter workload until back at 100%. Yeah, but he goes, so I don't even have to think about it. Jadarian Price is, still splitting reps with the ones. Seems like a good pick. I'd rather have a running back over a receiver at this point. Oh, no, is it actually having a Q? Oh, dear Lord. Okay. That's annoying. Let's see, it says can't update the queue. It won't let me select players? What is going on? What an absolute disaster. Almost certain I won't be able to do anything about this right now. So it's DJ Moore or Brian Thomas. I'd rather take Brian Thomas, so we'll click on my ranks. And so now it actually does have a network error. That's really cool. That's really fun. Let's see what happens if I switch what Wi-Fi I want. Because, that can always... down for a second. Hopefully it comes back really quickly. And what do we got? Do we have network connectivity problems? It's wild if the stream is able to work, but if I can stream, but Underdog is not working. I can't imagine that Underdog needs more data than a whole ass live stream. But whatever. So I would have liked to have gone Jadarian Price and then one of these three receivers, Adunze, Tate, or Thomas, probably, but we didn't give that choice. We're back. We got Adunze and Brian Thomas. Yeah, a bit of a reach there, but alas. It'll be fine. Maybe now that I'm on the other Wi-Fi, let me do two at the same time. Oh, it will. No, it'll at least let me open the thing again. So yeah, we're at 2/3 full. So if I was on pace, I'd be at 100, and I'm right now at 50. So yeah, really got to crank up these streams over the next couple of weeks, probably, as it starts to fill. But because I want to give myself some grace, like hopefully have myself be done by the time the contest is at like 90-ish%. So some of these night streams will be going back to 5 to 7 at a time, and maybe even doing those streams for a little bit longer. But right now we'll stick to 2 or 3 at a time. Oh, we get the 101. True influencer, occasionally getting the 101. Yeah, and then we'll wait for a couple of rounds, and then probably fire up the third one. Maybe get like 5 to 10 done today, and like a little bit of a rotation, just going through it. Yeah, I agree with the sidekick. This team is now in desperate need of running back. I'm not sure that I agree with the precise choices that it wants, but I do agree that we want a running back. I think I agree with ADP, actually, funnily enough, that if I had a choice, I would take RJ Harvey. I do not have RJ Harvey as a choice. It's a bit annoying. Dak Prescott goes as well. I'm on autopilot. Oh, that's annoying. I mean, Jaden Reed's not bad. Jaden Reed is a good player, and I like the fact that he's on the team. Don't get me wrong. But I really do need... Nope, no autopilot, please. I want to go ahead and take Gibbs here. John Lambert goes, I think it is just Quorum here. Like, we don't really need anything else. Yeah, you can just take Corum. Hope he's more involved in that offense. But yeah, definitely getting this is going to be a very strong wide receiver room. So we're probably going to stop at 6 receivers, like a 3-6-6-3 build. Probably, I mean, Lamb, Olave, Odunze, Thomas, Reed, plus another decent guy. There's probably plenty of wide receiver firepower if I had to guess. That would be, that should be perfectly fine. And then, Henry, Itchen, Corum, Javi, we're going to need some more picks in the next couple of rounds to fill out that running back room, and then also need to sprinkle in a couple of quarterbacks. We may end up even having 4 tight ends on this team. All super late. I could see that being reasonable. We're just going to have to see. But this is definitely not the build that I would have been looking at with the situations. I would have thought I'd be looking at with the situations that we got this draft. So that's always fun. Yeah, I should probably look at what's going on in the draft as a whole. Yeah, the guys who pulled Taylor up to 3 went Taylor, Javonte, Pickens, Burden, Parker Washington. Yeah, pulled up Parker Washington too. The people that are going to pull people up are just people that are just going to pull people up. It's very rare, I think, for people to have the philosophy that they want to pull up exactly this one player, but otherwise they want to be respecting ADP. Oh, that's generally not it. Generally, they're the sort of player that's I'm getting my guys. I have strong opinions, and I want to have my season depend on those opinions, which is perfectly valid. It's also not how I choose to play the game. It's looking like running backs getting pretty thin. We're at Gainwell, Jones, Chris Rodriguez territory. I feel like those 3 guys are in a very split tier to everyone else. Tyrone Tracy, Keaton Mitchell. So we'll have to see. Sidekicks 1 and Kyler Murray. I'm thinking nope on that. I think I'll take Kenny Gainwell if he's there. Just because I am very live to go Kenny Gainwell and Fannin, or Kenny Gainwell and another running back. Yeah, I don't think I want to take a quarterback here. I want to take Fannin. I can take Aaron Jones. It's probably at Aaron Jones, and then whichever quarterback I think is right, whichever one comes back to me, and whichever one. It's also entirely possible that the correct choice is just to go Fannin. Have that tight end room be a little bit better, but we don't get that option. So it's looking to me like Bo Nix is probably the quarterback of my dreams here. Yeah, I don't need Pitts. I think Pitts is back to being overpriced. It could have been Stafford, but I'm not a huge Stafford guy. He's probably just going to be fine. So yeah. Not super into that. Whoa, what the heck? We got Drake May going at the 1.12. Okay. What? Drake May, Nico Collins at the 112. Okay. That's certainly interesting. Doesn't really end up with anything special for us. We get George Pickens still here. Again, this is the contest where taking Javonte just feels really good. And yeah, we'll go ahead and take Brees Hall too. Yeah, just loading up like this. This is a running back room of champions. Jahmyr Gibbs, Javonte Williams, Brees Hall. That's a running back room of champions. You get this guy that has this huge legendary upside, huge ability. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go look at, give it my updated eliminator exposures. They're new. Yeah, it's funny to look at. Top four guys are all receivers: Cooper, Hunter, Wicks, and Lemon. Schultz, Kyler. Trying to get this down. I'm not super comfortable with that. And then J.K. Dobbins and Javonte. Yeah. I'm surprised I'm so low on Porter, but not really worried about it. Yeah, I think it's probably about time to start the third eliminator in the rotation. Yeah, and we're waiting for 8 people, so we'll have a little bit of time before that starts. That'll be good. I'm curious to see what the 12 hole does, and if this draft ends up getting tanked or not. We'll see. Okay, I need to make sure it's like priority number 1 in these rankings that I don't accidentally draft Pearsall, because he's in my rankings when he shouldn't be. So let's get him out of there. I'm hoping that'll be something I work on tomorrow, is actually fixing the rankings, updating them with training camp news and everything. I didn't save my rankings, did I? Darn. Let's do the thing, but then actually save it, so I don't have to keep looking at out for the season Ricky Pearsall. All right, so the kick says Jake Ferguson, which is probably pretty reasonable. It says you want a receiver, it's Casey Concepcion, but we'll go ahead and grab our nice steady tight end. And I was logged out. Huh? I know there's no problem with this network. What is going on? Okay, so we got Ferguson and Andrews, which is fine. I'm not super happy about it. Would have preferred a quarterback. Man, just all sorts of technical problems with this crap. Man, that's really frustrating. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, dude. I mean, I'll tell you, Eric All, it really is slipping into the back of my drafts. I will say that. He is certainly looking like not a 0. Or not a stone cold 0. He's looking more like a fancy 0 instead of a stone cold 0. Which, at tight end in the last round is plenty, in my opinion. Eliminator season. Pearsall out of the rankings. Save. Let's get back to that. Waiting for one more in that draft. Here we started Gibbs, Javonte, Brees Hall. Hoping to get some. Did something happen to Olave? Because I've seen him falling in a bunch of different rooms now. Don't think so. Just some nonsense. Let's now that we're actually having multiple drafts go at the same time, I will go ahead and stop sharing my screen so I can share the window. Window. There we go. Great. What was my Pearsall exposure? I'm not sure. Through everything, got another Influencer 101. Feels good. I'll take Gibbs. Closer the Gibbs got to 101, more I'm just doing that. All right, and we're back. Great. Amateur streamer alert. somehow still an amateur streamer. Yeah, what do we got there, Chris? 17% for $90 of pure salt exposure. Oh my gosh. This is absurd with an overcare. I don't know what's going on with underdog. This is what a disaster. All right. What an absolute disaster. Because I'm pretty sure my network is fine. Again, it's streaming. It's just wow. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to figure something out. Sorry. Let me look at the pure salt exposure that I had. Hey, must believe autopilot's on. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, this may be a. Okay. Let's try that. Let's. If that's the problem, we will. If it's possible that we can remove BBMDB and the sidekick, and we'll do these drafts. We'll freeball these drafts. I'm happy to do that. Yeah, it seems like that might be the issue. Is there was something going on with? May not be because something's happening there, but yeah, I need a quarterback. We'll get Mendoza. Fine. Just get me through this draft in a way that doesn't like completely screw my teams with all this technical stuff. Yeah, I guess it just is having issues. Man, this sucks. Man, this is frustrating. It has no active drafts, and I reload, and I'm sure it's gonna. Yeah. This is wow. This is a pain in the ass. I can have recorded what my thought process was during these drafts. My thought process was, what the f is going on? I'm gonna pull stuff up on my phone. Make sure that we're not autopiloting any of these. Fix that problem. And then see what I can do, because there's no problem. Perfectly fine. It's just the computer that is not connecting properly. Yeah, these things happen, I guess. Can't always expect 100% uptime on everything, but it is very annoying when things aren't working as intended. All right, looks like we have a pick to make. Javante and Brees Hall and Bijan, sure. Minor variation on the last thing we were doing. Another one pick away eliminator. On where we started, Gibbs, Williams, Hall. Got autoed Mike Evans and Teroya McMillan. And now we're sitting here. I'm going to go Jalen Hurts and Marvin Harrison probably. No. I still think we can accept Brian Thomas. But and Jalen Hurts as an elite QB should work well. So let's see if this helps. All right, we 21 picks away. We got 3 picks away. $19 picks away in the 3rd round. So 19 picks away in the 3rd round. All right. Do we have a quarterback that can help us? It looks like we have Jacoby Brissett. We're going to go ahead and grab Jacoby Brissett. This is a team that needs Jacoby Brissett, unfortunately. You hate to see it, but it is required. We can take Sadiq as the 3rd tight end. Not super duper excited about that. But, I mean, he's an athletic freak. And this is a very mediocre tight end room, so we'll grab him. All right, it seems like everything is back on the rails. Underdog has had some UI problems and some network problems and just some problems. So it seems like everything's back on the rails for right now. Hopefully. But that was very annoying, to say the least. And now, hopefully, I can look at my Ricky Pearsall exposure. Oh, wow. I did not have any Ricky Pearsall. I had $38 of Ricky Pearsall for a 1.1% exposure. That's crazy, I think. I don't know if I can show it easily. But this is according to my BBMDB that is not fully updated, but should be very, very close to what my actual exposure is. So obviously never cheering for players to be injured or anything like that, but it's obviously good from our portfolio that he will not be playing this year compared to the market. But yeah, this man. Hopefully, I get some receivers here in this 3rd draft. It's looking unlikely that. I mean, if I get T-Mac and like Terry, I guess would be fine. But we still don't know what's going on with the Commanders receivers, and I'm not super comfortable like guessing that they're just going to sit on their hands. That doesn't feel right to me. So I don't want to bet on that super hard, but we do get T-Mac to fall to us, which feels good. And I think if we go T-Mac Tootin, because I do love Tootin, I think I'm really excited about Tootin, especially now that he has less Chris Rodriguez to worry about in theory. Like we can just stop at these 4 running backs and feel pretty good about that. And then play catch up other places at other times. But yeah, I think this is the way I want to go with this. This one is our Gibbs draft. We're looking at a second quarterback here. We're looking at QJ or Michael Pittman. Ugh, disgusting. I think we'll go Pittman and Trevor. I don't have a ton of Pittman, but I can see him getting the right types of looks. I think Hurts and Lawrence as a 2 QB build is fine. We're here with 3-5-5-3. We need another running back. We'll take Ray Davis if we can update the queue fast enough. We were not fast enough to update the queue. So we got Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen's also, again, fine. We needed some more running back points. And these receivers I feel pretty confident in. But that is not going to stop me from taking some last-round Keenan Allen. I do love last-round Keenan Allen. How dare you? How dare you? I do probably want another receiver here still. I could take Katrin out and just go, you know what? Trust in these receivers. Yeah, I mean, this team's kind of janky. Anyway, no, let's go to Cavante Turpin. I like Cavante. I think this is the style of draft to be grabbing some Cavante in. I would love to start another draft, but I'm not going to do that when I'm worried about the underdog client and everything going crazy. I'm especially not going to be multi-tabling when I'm worried about that. So I may finish up these two, and then if everything is still smooth, load up one more, and then be done with it for the day with those 5. That may be the plan. But yeah, I mean the Ricky Beersall stuff's weird. I mean Mike Evans with the strained hamstring. What other training camp stuff? Parker Washington seems to be getting a ton of buzz. I'm not sure how much I'm buying it and how much I'm buying it lasting, but it does seem like there's a decent amount of buzz there. Josh Downs also getting a decent amount of buzz, which I am buying a little bit more. Obviously, this is understanding that I am doing a lot of confirmation bias here, and only choosing to believe the pieces of news that already help my help the stands I have. But I find it so much easier to believe that Josh Downs is going to be a meaningful part of his offense and be really good than Parker Washington take the lunch money of all these other really talented Jags pass catchers. So we're back here. Drake May goes. Tyler Warren, just absolute raider fall. And it's going to be very hard for me to say no to that. I love the player, and he's fallen 10 picks past ADP. There's a point where you just have to stand for things, and for me, I'm going to be standing for taking players I like 10 picks past ADP, regardless of some positional scarcities. That's true. I mean, it is. If you're starting Ashton Doolin, they're not really a starting receiver, but I think it is just sort of nice to know that I was on the more correct side in terms of the Pierce analysis, at least in this contest format. And they're not talking up Ashton Doolin. The fact that they aren't talking up a bunch of these nobodies makes it feel more like, okay, they're not going to do some random bullshit as much. And they're probably going to stick with the good players that they have, which is nice. And I don't know. I'm not super worried about them bringing in another guy. There is also obviously been talks of that, but I think that's more of an annoyance than anything else. As someone who I am finding some more stuff on, Golden's sort of gone back and forth on the news. I'm willing to take him at cost. I'm certainly not willing to have him be a huge stand at cost. And debating between Concepcion and Chris Rodriguez mainly. I think I'll grab Chris Rodriguez, please. Oh, if I get Baker, I'm gonna be upset. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, when we're done with these, we're done. Jesus Christ. It's just what is going on? It's logging me out. It looks like your browser may be blocking some stuff we need. Oh. What do you want? It can access location? I don't get it. Oh my god, Underdog. Fix your shit. There's a point where I'm getting pretty confident that this is not my stuff bugging out. This is Underdog needs to fix their shit. Oh dear Lord. Man, you just get to see me cussing. I guess. Jesus. Yeah. I have not seen this. I remember the last time I was looking at stuff, I was seeing that Isaiah Likely was a favorite target. I mean, if people are gonna be, I mean, people are so in on neighbors now, which obviously big swing and a miss for me on that one. I really thought that Mr. Malik Neighbors was more. I don't know. If we are operating under the assumption that the Giants are going to be some baseline level of competent, like their wide receiver two has to be reasonable, like as a last round pick. And that's sort of part of the thesis where I've drafted a decent amount of Darnell Mooney in the 18th round. Okay, so we got Jackson Dart here. We'll grab Jordan Addison. That's Jesus Christ. Yeah, I believe you. Let me look up any favorite target. Darnell Mooney expected to work as favorite in the slot. That's what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, I mean, Isaiah Likely was a month ago, but it said, yeah, they're saying a new favorite target as Darnell Mooney comes up. Sure. And again, if he's like actually, I obviously he's not going to surpass Neighbors, but if he's actually the second or third option and the Giants are decent, then he's baseline draftable in the 18th round. Probably a really good pick there. But there's a lot of people that like mix in as good picks in the last round, I think. So you have to like balance it with all those other guys. Is what I would say. Yeah, we got Baker Mayfield on this team. Womp womp. You know, someone who I've been in on, and I'm going to continue to be in on, Tyler Algier. You know, he has the ability. People don't want to hear it, but he has the ability to really make Jeremiah Love's life a pain in the ass. And I'm here for it, frankly. I quite enjoy the idea of Tyler Algier being a thorn in Jeremiah Love's side. I don't really care. But yeah, no, back to the Mooney stuff. Yeah, you're looking at 18th round Darnell Mooney. Okay, yeah, he's like in the 190s. Like he seems very similar to who's another guy, like a second and a half target on just like it doesn't really like vibe with the time. I'm trying to think of like what offenses are around the Giants' level of competence, like the Saints, maybe. Yeah, the Saints may be a good analog. Like maybe like Devon. I mean, no, Saints are not a good analog because of Jordan Tyson. It'd be like how high would we draft Devon Vele if Jordan Tyson didn't exist? It's sort of the question we're answering with this Mooney stuff a little bit, I guess. Is there another offense that I'm not thinking of? Okay, let me focus on this pick first. We'll go Khalil Shakir. I think it's really easy, and then I don't mind Malik Willis here either. That's fine. But yeah, Yes, I have. I have seen the Skylar Bell stuff. One of my good friends is a Bills fan, so I've been trying to keep a little bit closer tabs on uh, Bills stuff to keep him to talk to him about what's been going on with them. And yeah, I'm interested to see what Skylar Bill will do. I'm guessing it's not a ton early in the season. That's why I'm still okay with Khalil Shakir and like maybe in the right circumstances DJ Moore, but it has to be a third wide receiver that gets run. And it's not like Khalil Shakir or DJ Moore, frankly, are the paragons of either health or talent. So there's certainly potential for opportunity there in what is a really good offense. So yeah, but like this is the time that we're getting really interesting late round clicks. Like we have Darnell Mooney. You have to compare to Keenan Allen, who could be like a number two target on the Colts really easily. I think you have to compare to it's Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant could be on a better offense and still have some really good role. I think I agree with the market that Darnell Mooney's probably ahead of both those guys. Tank Dell with the Noel injury. If Tank Dell is like an explosive three there, and Jaden Higgins continues to be mid as a target earner, I think Dell is really interesting, and I'm getting back in on him again. Yeah, no, there's a reason I didn't talk about Coleman in the analysis, which is I've already completely written off Keon Coleman as having a possibility to be influential for the Bills as a football team. Do I think Keon Coleman can catch a touchdown or two and be annoying for fantasy? Absolutely. But he is not, I think, a massive roadblock at this point in his career in terms of actual NFL playing time. He's more of a fantasy annoyance, would be my guess. Yeah, this Alvin Kamara price is just comedy at this point. There's been a couple of like decent buzz things about Naylor, but I'm not sure I believe them. And Rogers up. We can just take some tight ends here, like Schultz and Sadiq seem perfectly fine. Go, okay, I need tight end points. These guys give me tight end points in very different ways. I'm happy to take them. And then, so this will probably be a 3-5-7-3. Because, yeah, we don't need more than one more running back here. And it should be probably someone who can spike later in the season to replace Algier and Javonte Points. That's probably the goal. And this draft I actually really like. Shockingly, I really like the draft that's not been completely screwed by the auto picks as much. But, like Bijan versus Gibbs, I do want to have more Bijan than Gibbs at the end of the drafting season. So I'm okay with very occasionally taking Bijan at the 101, but only very occasionally. I was much more okay with it when they were basically co-101s, but now that Gibbs has like very clearly cemented his hold on 101, I don't want to be super underweight Gibbs if I am underweight Gibbs. So gotta be taking him at the 101 more often. But this feels like a really nice start. We're not touching running back for the rest of the draft. Omar Cooper looks potentially interesting. Daniel Jones looks potentially interesting. I'm going to go Trey Tucker again. I just believe in him more than Jalen Air. And then it's between these tight ends and Omar Cooper. You just take Omar Cooper. Don't think about it. Yeah, I mean, if we get this with an 18th round pick, I'd be stoked, frankly. Like, if we got a 15 and 15 and an 18 out of Dell in the last round, like that seems like a pretty decent hit at cost. You know? And I think if he's running the wide receiver 3 routes, he has had the talent and ability to get those scores. And again, I think Higgins is getting hype, as in like Higgins just seems so much like the next Khalil Shakir to me. Or it's like, yeah, he's good. He's fine. He's on an okay offense, and he's getting hype because he's a second round player in his second year, and it's looking like he's going to be a real good professional NFL wide receiver. But he's not going to be special at things. Where Tank Dell may not be a complete professional NFL wide receiver. His career may flame out, but he is really special and has a very fantasy friendly profile. I'm certainly not saying that Tank Dell is better or will score more points than Jaden Higgins, but when one is costing, what is Higgins ADP right now? Jaden Higgins is what, a 10th round pick, and Dell is, you can reasonably often get in the 17th or 18th round. If for fantasy, I'm still more in on Dell. Oh, I'll take a Shady Advices team, just for my own edification. It's got Herbert, Stroud, Bryce Young, with Hampton, Monty, Bucky Irving, Jonathan Brooks, tight ends of Fannin, Ferguson, Dulcich, and Edie Mitchell, Travis Hunter, Jacoby Myers, Watson, Ryson, JSN. Shockingly, a really good players building a really good team. Yeah. Terrence Ferguson, yeah, that's actually probably a reasonable point for him. 16.7. I'll accept it. That's fine. Yeah, this draft I'm okay taking a 5th running back. I don't think it's like I don't think I'm required to take a 5th running back. This is probably good, just the 4. Not against it, and I'm also certainly not against, I think, the last reasonable tight end, Pat Fryermuth. Please. How are you telling me that there is a network issue and you're showing me the player? What is going? Oh my god. So we'll get Brian Robinson and probably Pat Fryermuth, but I mean maybe Fernando Mendoza. If we get Mendoza, I'm going to be unhappy. Although actually, I don't think it can auto pick me Mendoza because of positional limits. I think I have set my positional limits to 3 quarterbacks. I really hope I have. And here, it looks like we're about to get either Flournoy or Dylan Sampson. Potentially both. Yeah, this is what a disaster of a stream. This is God smiting me for streaming at the wrong time, I guess. Because yeah, Dylan Sampson not necessary. Too high. Network error. Absolute disaster. Stream not making sense. Yeah. Any way for me to fix this? No, we got Dylan Sampson and Dalton Schultz on that team. Dalton Schultz I don't mind, actually. Dalton Schultz probably would have been the pick I made. Dylan Sampson was a problem. So we'll turn autopilot off there. And turn autopilot off there. What did we get in the other one? Just so people see, we did get a 4th quarterback in Fernando Mendoza. What an absolute joke. What a joke. So our wide receivers are going to be Diggs, Golden, Pittman, Brian Thomas, Ted McMillan, Mike Evans, +1. And our tight ends are going to be Dalton Schultz, Kenyon Sneak. What an absolute waste of $30. This is frustrating. I mean, obviously it's not quite that bad, but very, very frustrating. I'm gonna I'm even pulling up speed test because I don't get it. I do not get it. This is damn. You know, I'm gonna keep trying this. See how much of this we can get on stream. But yeah, once these drafts are done, we're done streaming, at least for the night. So yeah, we got Hertz, Lawrence, Mayfield, and Mendoza, Gibbs, Williams, Hall, Algier, and Brian Robinson. Schultz and Kenyon Sadiq at tight end. You know, at this point, we can just say that these receivers have to step up, and say that these tight ends are just not going to be it, and say maybe Eric Hall is. Maybe we can swing for the fences there. So many like Noel's injured. Bateman's not a swing. Neither is Turpin or Thornton. Nick Westbrook-Kikine is laughable as a player in town. Like Cyrus Allen. But he has like a knee injury now, doesn't he? Expected back sometime this week, but losing valuable time. Maybe do we have Skylar Bell? No, Skylar Bell. We can do Skylar Bell, I think. He's actually earning work with the ones. Sure. We'll do Skylar Bell as our last pick on this team, hopefully. And we have a couple more picks left in this draft. Hopefully they go well and it's smooth. Yeah, we'll be doing a two quarterback build with Darton Willis almost assuredly. I can't see myself wanting Tua or Shador. And probably 3 tight end. Get Malik Willis' number 1 target on this team. Yeah, and then so it'll be a 2-5-8-3 build. It's fine. Get Dulcich, and then we get to start looking at wide receivers. I'm thinking Keenan Allen. I've again really in on Keenan Allen being able to earn targets. So I don't think it's a surprise that I'm happy to take him at the top of the 17th round. And then we will see who we get in the 18th that we're interested in. Just click some names to put stuff in the queue before any nonsense happens. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Booty's camp, but apparently he's got some really good stuff going on. So. Yeah, a bit of a disaster streak today. Obviously not great with the network stuff. Going to be looking into that, working on that, seeing if that was an underdog thing, if that was my internet thing, like what exactly was going on there. If it turns out that it's just the internet and the place that I'm at, we may have to reconsider streaming all the drafts because obviously if I can't rely on a stable internet, that might be a problem. And I don't have control over the internet of where I'm staying now, which is obviously annoying. But I really do think that this is an underdog side problem because I did I've done streams here earlier this week without any problems. Yeah, no, this just sucks. Yeah, once we make this pick, we'll probably be back. We'll at least try a stream definitely tomorrow night. And then maybe the night after as well. And then depending on how those go, we'll see what happens from there. This is true. This is absolutely very true. Pete, I didn't talk enough about So You Think You Can Tout. I didn't give him enough credit, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, love Pete, obviously. It's just very, very frustrating. Set of 3 eliminators, but these things happen. We'll move on. We'll have a better time with it next time. And yeah, for this final pick, I mean, Ted Hurst seems pretty reasonable. If he is really going to be their X, could take the Xavier Thomas. Really just throwing darts at a wall here. Ted Hurst goes. That's probably who I was leaning towards. I don't necessarily want this to be like the day of Cavante, but I guess it will be. He scores points. This receiver room needs people that will score points. He scores points in little bursts, and this is not a receiver room where it's going to be a hard ride to clear. Most of our points are going to be coming from elsewhere. So I think he's fine. Doesn't feel great. We'll be working on the tech stuff this week. Hopefully this doesn't happen again, but we'll see. But thank you guys for joining. A bit of a shorter stream than I hoped, but got some stuff done. Work on the tech stuff. Hopefully it'll be better next time. And I will see you then next time. Bye-bye.